All right, everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive deep again. This time we're looking at something that's going to completely change how you think about maps.
Yeah, this is a fascinating one.
So get this. Imagine a map that instead of showing you streets and stuff, it actually shows you how to achieve anything you want.
It's not like a crystal ball or anything, though.
No, no, not like predicting the future, right?
Exactly, yeah. More like understanding all the different possibilities out there and then finding the most direct way, the best path to get to what you want.
So it's kind of like a road map, but for your whole life, basically.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
And here's the crazy part. This map changes all the time.
Oh, yeah, constantly adapting. It's never really finished.
That's what we're calling the Ashen Cartographer.
Right, and this map, it draws itself as things happen, like in real time, but what it shows isn't distances, not like regular maps.
It's more about what, like the forces that are at play or something.
Yeah, unseen forces, you could say, and how they all line up. The map reacts to the choices people make, all the little events that happen, even, well, it's a bit hard to explain, but almost like karmic weight.
Karmic weight. Whoa, you're going to have to break that one down for me.
Okay, think of it like this. Every action you take, it creates these ripples, consequences that can impact the future.
Like a chain reaction.
Kinda, yeah. Like the universe is keeping score, and in its map, it shows you how those scores are changing the paths available to you.
Okay, so if I've, let's say, done things that have hurt other people in the past,
Mm-hmm.
that would show up on the map, those consequences.
Exactly. Like obstacles on the road.
Got it. So the map, it's not judging you, it's just showing you the most direct route.
Right. Even if that route means facing some tough consequences.
Makes sense.
Or maybe even taking a longer, more difficult path to avoid them.
Heavy stuff.
It is.
But let's get back to like the practical stuff. How would someone actually use this map?
Hmm.
What can it do?
Well, one of the main things is it helps you find the best way to get what you want.
That's what you were calling pathfinding through destiny, right?
Yeah, exactly. Say you have a goal, something you really, really want to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
The Ashen Cartographer can show you the most efficient path to get there, the steps you need to take, the people you need to connect with, even the sacrifices you might have to make.
So it's not always about taking the easy way out.
Nope, not at all.
It's about finding the most effective path, even if it's hard.
Right, the map doesn't care if you're comfortable, it just cares about efficiency, about aligning yourself with the forces that'll get you to your goal.
And that brings us to another idea from the research.
Yeah,
Alignment over distance, meaning it's not always about physically traveling somewhere.
absolutely.
It's about being in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people, even things that seem like coincidences, but are actually like crucial steps along the way.
It's like the map is orchestrating a whole chain of events, leading you toward your goal.
Wow. So even if my goal isn't about a place, let's say I want to find, I don't know, a mentor for my career,
Mm-hmm.
the map could still help me with that.
Absolutely. It might not point you to their office directly, but it could guide you to, say, a conference where they're speaking, or even a random encounter at a coffee shop.
It's like something out of a fantasy novel, you know? But there's got to be some downsides, right?
You're right to be cautious. All this power
Yeah.
can't come without some risk.
So what's the catch?
The research is clear on this. The Ashen Cartographer, it's just a tool. Like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
So theoretically, someone could use this map to do something bad, achieve some evil goal.
Yeah, that's the ethical dilemma here. The map itself, it doesn't judge. It just shows the path.
Which is why the research says that you need to have a clear goal in mind when using the map, right?
Exactly. You can't just wander around aimlessly. It only works if you know what you want.
It's a tool for people who have a vision and the willpower to make it happen.
Right, and even then, it's not always a straight shot.
Oh, so there could be unexpected detours.
Oh, absolutely. The map might show you the most efficient path, but things happen. You might run into obstacles, make decisions that lead you off course, even change your mind about what you want altogether.
So it's not about losing your free will.
No.
It's more about like understanding the possibilities and then working within that framework.
Exactly. The Ashen Cartographer guides you, it helps you navigate, but it doesn't make the choices for you.
Man, we've just scratched the surface of this Ashen Cartographer and my mind is already blown.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot more to uncover.
The research talks about even more advanced applications, things that sound almost impossible.
Things that push the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
Like revisiting choices you've made in the past, and even becoming like a living compass.
Now that's where things get really interesting.
All right, so let's get into these advanced applications then. You mentioned revisiting past choices. What does that even mean?
Okay, so imagine this. You're looking back at a big decision you made,
Okay.
like maybe a job you took, or a relationship he ended.
Right?
The Ashen Cartographer could show you what might have happened if you'd chosen differently.
Whoa. Like seeing all the different paths you could have taken.
Exactly. Mapping out those alternate realities, showing the consequences of each choice.
That's kind of scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
What if I see a path where I'm way happier or more successful?
I mean, that's a possibility, right? And the research talks about the emotional risks of looking back like that, but it could also be a powerful tool.
Really?
Yeah, for understanding yourself better. It's not about wishing you'd done things differently. It's
That-
about seeing how our choices create these ripple effects, how even small decisions can lead to big changes.
So it's more about gaining insight, not dwelling on regrets.
Exactly.
I guess you could see a path where a hard choice made you stronger in the end.
Right. Or maybe an easy choice led to a comfy life, but you never reached your full potential.
Interesting.
The map wouldn't just show you the destination, it would show the whole journey, the good and the bad.
Okay, I could see how that could be helpful, actually.
Yeah.
It's like therapy, but with a magical map.
Haha. I guess I could say that.
But what about that living compass idea?
Oh, yeah, that one a bit more out there.
That one's really got my attention.
So the idea is, with enough practice, someone could absorb the power of the map, basically.
What, so they wouldn't need the actual map anymore?
Right, like it becomes part of them.
Wow. So they just instinctively know the best way to get what they want.
Like they have this built-in sense of the best path forward.
Man, that's a lot to take in.
It is.
But wouldn't that be kind of exhausting, to be thinking about all those possibilities all the time?
Yeah, I imagine it would take a lot focus, discipline, but the potential benefits.
I mean, yeah.
Think about it. Imagine being able to approach anything with a deep understanding of what's really going on.
Okay, yeah.
A business deal, a fight with your partner, even creative stuff.
And you'd always know the best way to get the outcome you want.
It would be like a superpower, but one that's working behind the scenes.
Amazing.
And then there's the most extreme application the research talks about.
Which is?
Forcing the map to stabilize.
That sounds intense.
It is. It's basically like locking the map onto one specific path.
Okay.
No other possibilities. The person using the map, they commit to that one outcome and then force reality to follow it.
Whoa, hold on. That sounds crazy powerful, but also super risky.
It is.
What if something happens that the map couldn't have predicted?
That's the gamble. You're giving up flexibility for certainty.
It's like walking a tightrope, but without a net.
That's a good way to put it. Huge potential rewards, but also massive risk.
Right.
And that brings up a big question that the research struggles with.
What's that?
Does the Ashen Cartographer simply show us paths that already exist? Or does it actually change reality when we use it?
Yo.
Are we just along for the ride, or do our choices really matter?
Deep stuff.
Yeah, if we keep changing our actions based on what the map shows us,
Right.
are we really making our own choices? Or are we just following a script that's already been written? And if we can force the map to stabilize on one path, does that mean we're bending reality to our will?
Man, those are questions that could keep philosophers arguing for centuries.
They really could.
But for now, I think it's enough to just acknowledge how mind-blowing this Ashen Cartographer is.
Yeah, it really changes how we think about maps, about fate, about choice and consequences.
And it makes you wonder what would happen if this thing fell into the wrong hands.
Definitely.
The potential for good and bad, it's almost limitless. It really makes you think, does it? Like, we started with this map that helps you get around, and now we're talking about something that could actually, change reality.
Yeah, the Ashen Cartographer really does kind of break apart how we usually think about things. Maps, destiny, all that.
It's almost like it's not just a map, but also some kind of, metaphor or something.
Right, like a tool and a guide at the same time. And it makes you remember, even with all the tech and data we have now, there are still these big mysteries out there.
Things we can't totally understand.
Yeah, exactly.
And that brings us back to the person who's actually using the map.
Right, the wielder.
Seems like it all comes down to their intentions. Like, what do they want to use this power for?
Yeah, the research really emphasizes that the map doesn't judge you. It doesn't guarantee anything either.
It just shows you the path.
Exactly. You're the one who has to choose which path to take, deal with the challenges, all that.
So even with this map that seems to show you the way, life's still full of choices, huh?
Oh, yeah, totally. Full of surprises, too.
I guess that's a good reminder. No matter how much you plan things out, there are going to be things you can't control.
Absolutely. And maybe that's the most important thing we can learn from this. It's not about avoiding the hard stuff or always taking the easy way out. It's about understanding that life's complicated and things are all connected.
And being okay with that.
Yeah.
So the Ashen Cartographer might show you the possibilities, but you're still the one who has to walk the path.
You make the choices. You experience the good and the bad. That's what makes a life, well, a life.
Wow. This has been a wild deep dive, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The Ashen Cartographer has really changed how I think about Well, just about everything.
It definitely makes you think. It makes you question things.
Like if you had this map, what would you do with it? What would you try to achieve?
And maybe even more importantly, how would you use it? Would you follow it exactly, or would you, go off the path sometimes, explore a little?
That's something for everyone to think about, I guess. And on that note, I think we'll wrap up our deep dive into the Ashen Cartographer. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
And until next time, keep exploring all the amazing possibilities out there. There's always something new to discover.